Hi everyone, welcome back to Stitchy I'm Cheryl Temple. This week I'm exploring new indie pattern makers or companies. I say new, these companies are new to me, so apologies if you've discovered them already, but I just thought I'd share some really nice, unusual patterns that I've discovered recently that I'm definitely adding to my make list. So first up, if you are a subscriber to my email that I send out occasionally from stitchybee.co.uk, then you may have seen me mention this first company. So forgive me for referring to my notes. So the first one that that's on my to make list is the Tiramisu Dress from Cake Patterns. The reason I chose this dress was I really loved the pattern drawings and the pattern covers. It's totally different. It's not to everyone's taste, but they stood out from the rest. And I wanted to make a jersey dress that was comfortable, something that without a zip or any closures, and something that was a little bit different to what's out there at the moment. And I chose this one because it had a nice wide waist section that goes around the middle, because I'm not a fan of dresses with a basic seam, because it always ends up in the wrong place on me and I have to lengthen the bodice and so on. So I'm hopeful that this will be easier to fit, for me at least anyway. The great thing about this pattern is it comes with different cup sizes, so it takes a little bit of understanding to read the instructions first. So it can seem a little bit complex in the beginning to choose your size properly, but once you get your head around it, it's fine. So on the actual pattern itself, I bought the PDF download pattern, which comes as A4 only, so you're not able to buy a great big A0 sheet. You have to tape it together, and on the pattern there are several different bodice sizes, so that can throw you, and it's a shame that you've got to print out. I think there are three or four bodices and you only need one, so you have to kind of throw away that part. Unless I've missed something, I think that's right. I ended up finding mine anyway and I just threw the rest away, so use some recycled paper if you're printing out. So with this pattern as well, I paid, they varied, the price was, I think this was $9.99 US dollars, and they go up to $11.99 I think for the paper version. You can have them shipped from, I presume it's America because it's in US dollars, you can have them shipped over here, and that would be about $13.30 I worked out. So you wouldn't really want to order a paper pattern and pay that amount of postage. So I'd recommend, unless you're in the US, that if you're in the UK, the PDF pattern is the way to go. I was hoping to have had that made for you this week, but I've not had enough time to sew it. But I will show you next time. So I've cut the pattern out and I've decided to make it from this gorgeous silvery baby blue Ponte Roma that I've got in the shop at the moment online. I'll pop a link below so you can see it. It's a little bit of a different shade to the previous one I had, so if you bought the baby blue Ponte from me before, it won't match this one, just in case you were hoping to use a penny oddments. This is a slightly different shade and a slightly different composition. So this is a polyester viscose mix, and it's gorgeous. I really like the colour of it, and I'm thinking for autumn time you could wear it with some thick tights or some leggings and it would go really nicely, and it drapes nicely as well. On the pattern also, it recommends that you can, well, the actual pattern image that I'll pop up now, you can see the stripes, and I really quite fancy making this dress with the stripes. I've still got some of this stripy fabric in that would be a really good option for that actually, because I think it's just the right weight. Be careful buying viscose jersey as a dress, because some of them are really thin. This one's I think this is a viscose jersey, but it's much more, it's got better quality and feel to it. It's not see-through, so this would work particularly well, but it's a Lady McElroy one, so you expect it to be a better quality than average. So I'm going to have a bash at the blue. If I've got time I'll do the stripy one. I've cut out the pattern already, And I won't share my thoughts so far. I'll do a proper review next time. But if you buy this before then, just double check the instructions, and there's a 12mm seam allowance as well, which is worth remembering. So read everything through really thoroughly. I took time to do that, and it's a good idea because it's slightly different to other patterns, especially with the different bust sizes for the bodice pieces. I've also negotiated 15% discount for you as well. So to save 15% on any of their patterns, you just need to enter the code stitchybee at the checkout part where it says discount code. It's quite self-explanatory when you go through, and it'll save you a few dollars or a few pounds. So yeah, good luck. I did get the discount, but I've asked them for one for you. I wanted to test it first for you. So that's sewing cake patterns. Have a peep at them. They're really unusual, and I like that they're quite a bit different to everybody else. Okay, next on my list is, I love this pattern. A lady mentioned this because she was asking me about the suitability of one of my fabrics for this pattern, and it's amazing. So this is the Kingfisher top from the Sewing Revival, and this is a New Zealand company. They've got some unusually different funky patterns as well, but this top really stood out for me. I adore the fabric that they've sewn this in. If I ever spot that, I'll be ordering lots, but it's beautiful. Now this top is a woven top, and what makes it a little bit different is it's got a jersey neckband and jersey armbands for the actual binding. So I quite like that because it means you can sew stuff from your stash. You can use all different types of combinations and make it your own. So I'll give you an example. So sometimes I've been waiting you just need to wait for a pattern to come along, don't you, to use some really special fabric that you've got. And I'll show you. I've had this fabric for months and months, and I've wanted to share it with you, but I wasn't sure what to make from it, so I wanted to try it first. This is the most stunning satin viscose, and it's gorgeous, and I mean it's screaming to be a dress, isn't it? But I tend not to wear that many dresses. I tend to wear separates more than anything. So when I saw this pattern with its little raglan sleeve, I thought this is going to be the thing that I'd wear loads and loads and loads of. Now what I like about this is, for the actual jersey neck binding, I could use something like, I've got some remnants of my rose perfect jersey, so I'll pop them together so you can see them. So that would work quite well, I think. Or you could pick out a hot pink jersey if you've got anything in your stash. You could pick some of the green out. So this pattern's just dying to be made from a combination of fabrics like this. So I found that was just the ticket for me. So I'll pop this, I've not loaded this yet, but it will be loaded by the time you watch this video. So I'll make sure to save myself a couple of meters, because there's no more of this. I've only got 20 meters and then it's gone, completely gone. So it's gorgeous. So I hope you love it as much as me, but let me know what you want to make from it or what you'd choose, because I might make something else as well. Another fabric which would be really brilliant in that top is this. This just arrived this week. This is a printed satin, and it's absolutely beautiful. And it's just the thing for autumn, isn't it? It's got a real autumnal vibe. It's got a grey background, and then these beautiful leaves that have got kind of pinks and greens and blues as well. So again, what you could do is choose something really plain in terms of the neck binding for this, and have like a jersey, grey jersey remnant, or you could go mad and have a really bright pink binding. And I love those ideas to mix and match that. It's right up my street. As soon as I saw this pattern as well, Alison Goddard, I thought of you. It's just you all over. So have a peep anyway and see what you think. This pattern is 14.50 New Zealand dollars, which I've got no idea at the moment how many New Zealand dollars you get to the pound, but I had a look on the currency converter on Google, and it's about £7.50-ish. Today it may change, so you know what currency's like, so it's not as much as it looks. So it's New Zealand dollars, and it'll be about £7.50 in pounds, or convert to your own currency to suit. And of course I've bought the PDF version as well, so that's great. But have a look at their other patterns as well. There's a few really comfy chilled out linen patterns, like a beautiful linen dress, and there's some other good ones as well, so I was quite pleased to find them. So thank you to the lady who asked me the question about this, because otherwise I wouldn't have found it. So I'm going to make that soon as well. I'll share that with you when I do. Okay, the third pattern I want to share with you is from a company called Cool Crafting UK, and I've got this on my Make 9 list, and it's actually a wrap, or it looks like a cape, but it's a wrap, and it's called the Skye wrap, Skye, and it's not really a pattern. So if you're a total beginner and you want to sew yourself something that's going to make you feel great, and you don't want fitting issues, and you just really want to get into sewing, I would recommend this, because what it is a list of instructions as to how to make it, and it's £5, and they email you the instructions. So I'll pop some pictures up here, and it uses 70 centimetres of wool. You need a wide wool, so 150 wide, and 70 centimetres of lining, and 3 large buttons. So basically it looks like a great big oblong that's then folded and fastened with the buttons to one side. And there's a few of these. I think they sold lots of this pattern last year. I think they had a bit of a run on it, and they were popping up on Instagram and places like that. So have a peep. But I love this, and again it's just got so many combination possibilities in terms of matching your lining to your outer fabric, and you can make it from something like this. I've just got this in. I was going to make a coat from this, but I think I might do the wrap just to get that quick satisfying making for autumn winter. This is a wool mix fabric. It's 60% acrylic, 40% wool, so it's much easier I think to work with. It's not too thick, and I think this would add a nice little bit of drape to the wrap. And I've also got some large buttons in as well, which I'll add to the sides. I've not got loads of them, but I think you only need, did I say 3 buttons? Yeah, you need 3 buttons for this pattern, so I'll pop them on. And I've only got the one shade, but I think they're quite nice and they'll go with everything. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'd line it with. Maybe a silver satin lining, or a nice navy blue lining. You could use satin, or you could use cotton. Again, it's a really good stash buster, this pattern, because 70 centimetres of fabric's not that much, is it? And so hopefully you can make a few of those. It'd be a really great gift for Christmas as well. So they're my 3 indie patterns this week. I'll do this feature again because I'm quite excited about discovering new ones. I know you guys sew lots of other indie makers already, so yeah, let me know your favourite ones. I've got a big long list of ones to make from other companies as well, but there's just not enough hours in the day, are there? Another tip for you as well, if you've come across a new pattern company and you want to know sizes and how their pattern instructions are, and you want to read some reviews, I always go to sewingpatternreview.com. I think that's the right URL. I'll pop a link underneath, and you can find the pattern company that you've discovered and then read the reviews on that. So for example, the tiramisu dress, go and have a look at all the beautiful pictures that people have popped up of their makes of it. There are some really lovely ones, especially with the stripe matching. That's fairly tricky if you're new to sewing, and I would think you really need a walking foot to do that easier. Lots of pins, certainly, but you can always make it in a plain. So yeah, read their tips and their thoughts on fitting and how that works. Oh, I also forgot to mention with that dress, they're bringing out a sleeve option. So at the moment it's a grown on sleeve, which I think finishes about here. And the lady I spoke to, she is bringing out a free sleeve pack. So if you've already bought the pattern, they will be contacting you and emailing out the sleeve. I think that's how I've understood it right. And then of course the new pattern that they bring out will have it included anyway. So yeah, use your discount for that company. It's only live until the end of August. Okay, I hope you found that interesting. Next time I'm going to be talking about some winter fabrics and autumn winter fabrics. I've got some lovely denims to share with you, and hopefully I'll have some more coat fabric as well that may arrive over the next few days. So we'll see then, and I will hopefully have finished my tiramisu dress so I can show you how that fits and see how the sizing worked. Thanks very much for watching, and give me a thumbs up if you've liked this video, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.